Hello Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dawn Frosty X Stitch. Well, that was my mug. It's really nice and beautiful. It has these cottages on it. It's from Scotland, as you would imagine. Today is the 4th of October. It's been 2 weeks. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who watched my very long Flosstube that I put out last time, and I talked a lot about myself and I got so many really nice responses. People were really kind, and I just wanted to say thank you for everybody who commented, put a like on my video. It was really nice, and it helped a lot to sort of get it out, so that now when I talk about work or anything, I know that I don't have to hide, I don't have to leave things out, I can just talk about it. You know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, go back, watch my last Flosstube. If you don't want to know, it doesn't matter. You can just ignore it or skip over it, it doesn't matter. But I put it out there, and now I don't have to sort of, if the question comes up, what do you do work-wise, I don't have to skip around it or find an excuse not to answer. I can say whatever I like, and it does feel a lot lighter, and it did help to put it out. I put it out in my real life. I don't hide it. There are people I don't tell it to just like that, but friends, sometimes I just tell them and it just comes out, and I speak openly and freely about it. So I don't mind answering questions if anybody's got questions about how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with depression. I'm pretty good at talking about it, writing about it. I used to have 2 self-help groups, and I was good at it. So yeah, maybe I missed it a bit talking about everything that's going on, because I don't talk about anything anymore because I don't have friends. So who do I talk to? I don't talk about anything. I don't talk about work. I don't talk about myself. So maybe it just had to come out somehow, and Flosstube was the way to do it. So yeah. Before I start my real sort of video, I just wanted to show something, because Lolly showed this really crazy Santa with a candy cane peg leg. How can you? She showed it and she had to laugh. I was sitting there, I was laughing with her, and if I could I would buy the pattern, because how can you put a candy cane peg leg on a pirate Santa? That's just great. That's just, for me, that is just fantastic. And I didn't know that you have a Speak Like a Pirate Day or whatever, so I would have participated, but I didn't know. I sort of heard about it on Flosstube. But this is for Lolly and Brittany. This is my phone case. Always be yourself. Unless you can be a pirate, then always be a pirate. And I just had to have it. It is my real phone case. This is my phone. So it really is my phone case. I've been using this. It was an Etsy order that I did, and I wanted the shape of the background to be more dominant as it was, and I really like it. So this is on my phone for about 7 months during the year, because the rest of the time it's this one. I don't know, how does it focus? It says believe in the magic of Christmas, and it's perfect. I found this on Etsy and I had to have it, and I had it on my phone until I got the pirate one. I don't mind having Christmas on my phone all year round, but the pirate one has to just do it. So anyway, so thank you for your kind words for my last Flosstube. Flosstube itchy nose? Don't know. Also, thank you for all the birthday wishes that I got. It was really nice and kind that people actually thought of it and seeing my video commented on it and said happy birthday, or on Instagram. Now, I'll come back to that a bit later. about the comments. As you can guess, my birthday was a bit lonely. I got up, had breakfast, I opened my presents. Opened my one present. I have one friend in England, Scotland, in York, and she was at university with me, and we are still friends. She writes, every time she goes on holiday she writes. She sends me a postcard or she writes a letter. She sends me a Christmas present and a birthday present, as I do to her, and she includes a letter, so I do know a bit what's going on. We don't write emails, we don't communicate otherwise, we write letters and send presents, and she was the only one who gifted me. It was a lovely gift, and there were a few things in it, and I really liked it, and I liked the card and the letter that she wrote. So yeah, I got nothing Stitchy related because I got one present. I decided, because opening this one present, opening a few cards that I got, reading the letter that she wrote, yeah, I had tears in my eyes because it was so lovely what she wrote, and I then felt a bit overwhelmed, so I decided to just call this friend of mine, well, he was a sort of friend with benefits, until he let me down too often, and he hurt me so often. But he was a person that I knew I could just phone up and ask if he would come out for a coffee with me, and he did. We met up for a coffee. We went to this one place that I know that sells UK magazines, or magazines from all over the world. They don't have not one cross-stitch magazine. We don't have Swiss cross-stitch magazines, as you can imagine. We do have magazines that come from the UK, are then sort of translated into German and sold in Germany, and you can get them at that place. Like, you can get the Cosmopolitan, a German version, you can get the English version, but there was not one cross-stitch magazine there. I think there was one stitching related, but it was something completely, I don't know what it was. It was more knitting and crocheting. So we went there. That was a bit disappointing. And then we went for a coffee. And usually when we meet up, I talk a lot, as I have the urge to talk. Now, I was feeling down. It was my birthday. We went for a coffee, and he talked. He talked all the time. We haven't seen each other for a few weeks, and he's met this girl. Now, that's fine by me, because what we had is really a friendship with benefits. And then it was just a friendship, but neither of us was in love or was going to fall in love. So I always knew if I find somebody else, I'm gone, and he knew that if he finds somebody else, he's gone. And after the last time that he really hurt me, I just told him, look, I can't. I don't know how our friendship will go on or what'll happen. And he apparently went onto one of these internet things, and he had about 3 dates. I don't know. He told me about it once on the phone. It was okay. I don't mind. He can tell me. I really didn't have a problem with it. Of course, I was a bit jealous that now somebody else has his time, but I was not really upset. And we sit there and we're having coffee, and he talks and talks and talks and talks about this new girl that he's met. And already when we met up, I already knew he's in love. I could see it. I knew he's in love. I didn't know what happened or who it was or whatever. And I didn't mind hearing about it, but he couldn't stop talking. He kept on talking about her. He talked about his work. He didn't ask me how I was. I think he did ask me how I was, and I started talking, but then somehow he started talking, so I didn't actually get to tell him anything about me, how I've been, how bad work was getting. I couldn't tell him anything, and after a bit I noticed that he wasn't really there with me. He was talking about this girl, and he had this girl on his mind, and he wanted to actually go home, play video games with his best friend and phone his girlfriend. Or not girlfriend or whatever. I think they decided to end it. I don't quite know why. It seems a bit strange, the whole situation. But, so I was there. I then decided to go and eat at a restaurant, which is an alternative place. I really like it because it's a punk place. They have punks serving, but basically it's a down and out place, if you don't know it. But I feel very comfortable there. I can just go in, I can sit by myself, I can spend a whole afternoon there, I can eat there. It's cheap for the food that they do because they do alternative stuff. And I had a lovely meal, and I could sit there as long as I like. Nobody looked at me strange, it was good. I did some stitching there. And the food was good. Food was really good. You can order like a smaller portion for a few francs less. So that was good. Did that. Because that was enough. I don't need this huge plate. And I came home and I watched Fast and Furious 8. Because I bought that as soon as it came out and saved it for my birthday. Now, I own all of Fast and Furious except for number 2. And I'm sure that Wendy Stitchy knows why. In number 2 there is no Vin Diesel, so why get the movie? No Vin Diesel, I don't need to see it. So, yeah. Anyway, I was sitting on my couch, had some candles on, and saw lots of people that messaged me, so happy birthday and whatever on Instagram, on Facebook, WhatsApp. And most of them I replied to. But I sort of noticed something's not right with my phone, because WhatsApp didn't give me messages. And my phone basically died on me at about 9 o'clock at night on my birthday. And my birthday was on a Thursday and I had Thursday, Friday off. I took that as holiday because I didn't want to work. So I had 4 days off, including the weekend, and 3 of those days I was on the phone with Apple support, trying to get my phone up and running again. Now my phone apparently had decided not to recognise its own phone number. Yeah, I do regular backups, so I could restore my phone to a setting, but it didn't take everything that I had backupped. So I lost about 2 weeks of data on my phone. So all my birthday wishes are gone. Can't get them back, because WhatsApp didn't back up. And so if you sent me a happy birthday and I didn't reply, it's because my phone either wouldn't let it through during that time, or it just wiped it clean afterwards and it was gone. So I'm really sorry if I didn't reply, because I tend to reply with a thank you or a heart or whatever to all my messages, always. So yeah, that's what happened. Now, I made myself a birthday gift, because as I knew I probably wouldn't get very many gifts, I made myself this. Because I'm a total Guinness fan. I started drinking beer at an early age. Well, lager, as the English call it. But somehow, I think my cousin Fiona got me onto Guinness, and I don't get headaches if I drink Guinness. The next day the hangover's not as bad, and Guinness is just, it's my drink. Luckily enough, not very many places have it on tap, and Guinness from a bottle is not Guinness because it has bubbles in it, and Guinness does not have bubbles in it. Yeah, I stitched this a year ago for Christmas present for an Irish friend, and I had the pattern, and I bought it twice as a kit, and I really liked it, so I knew I'm going to do one for myself, and I did it. And it took me ages because I had the frog. Well, I think I told the whole story before. Never mind. I stitched this for myself, I framed it so I can just stand it up. It's a quick and dirty frame job. I don't mind, because I'm just going to put this up somewhere if I can see it, I can appreciate it, because this is my birthday present for myself. Yeah, happy about that. I also had a birthday start, as I told you before that I would do. Hang on. I didn't know that when I drink coffee or tea I slurp. I only saw it when I watched my Flosstube. Apparently I slurp. I don't hear it myself. So, sorry, not sorry. Anyway, my birthday start was going to be this ankle kit that, yeah, shows the rod stitches. She is doing this, and I saw it and I asked her where she got it from, and I had to get it. So I started this. Now it's an ankle kit. I'm used to DMC kits, so I knew what to expect. You open it up, you get the floss, you get the Ada, and then you just basically you get a needle and you just start. So I thought it'll be the same. Not quite. Oops. I opened it up, and I did this before I started. I switched it was, let me check. Yeah, it's 16 count Ada that they put in it, white. Don't really like white, so I was going to switch that out to cream anyway, but I then switched it out to 18 count. 18 count cream Ada. Yeah, I prefer 18 count. Sorry, I don't know what my hair's doing, but at work I have to, you know, put it up. I have it in a long plait at the back, and I have to put this up like this, and then I have to put on this silly hat that goes down to here, and it's a paper hat. And I sweat so much that I really need to have the hat on, because the sweat otherwise would constantly go into my eyes. But I look ridiculous, and as I have it up all the time, when I take the hat off to come home, my hair's just flat, so I put on a baseball cap. So I didn't realise that my hair here is actually growing out, and I can't really see. But now I'm on holiday, so I have my hair open. So I have to do something about this. So sorry about that. Anyway, so I opened the kit, and I switched out the fabric, and then I went to start, and I forgot that I need to make working copies so that I can mark off what I've done. So I did that quickly, just quick and dirty, put it on my scanner, print it out. That was pretty good, because they put on one side all the crosses that you have to do, the full crosses and half crosses, and on the back they then put the same picture but with all the back stitching in it, and they have different back stitching, so that's actually really well done. And now I don't mind showing you this. This is the key, and it was pretty, I'm not stupid, I'm really not stupid, but somehow I just couldn't work out why I have a number 1 there. So hang on, I have a number 1 there, I don't know if you can see this, and I have a number 1 over here. And I then worked out that there is this floss card, this one. So you have floss on the card, and it has the numbers on it, and you have floss like this. Now I would have thought, okay, maybe they didn't get everything on the card, but no, that's not true, because like there's no white on this card, but there's white in here. So I then sort of decided that this was probably showing me all the floss that's on this card, and the other side was showing me the ones that were like this. So I got my collar that I needed, and I started stitching. Now I usually start in the middle, but if I do full coverage I start at the top on this corner, and I checked the chart, and I checked it again and again, and I sort of couldn't really work it out, and it said do all full crosses and half crosses, and then checking the chart I didn't actually see any half crosses, I just saw these full crosses. So I started doing full crosses, as you can see there. And I started doing it, I did 2 rows and I thought there's something wrong. I can't believe that all this sky is going to be full crosses. But I don't know if you can see it. In the bottom row there are some half. Because I go along doing one leg and then come back doing the other leg. And this just on the bottom row there, now you can't really see it. There are half crosses there. And they don't cover. They just don't cover. Now in a DMC kit, if you have half crosses, they're usually 3 or 4 strands. So you wouldn't do half crosses in 2 strands. So I did about, yeah, I think I did 250 stitches in 4 hours while watching Flosstube. And when I was sitting down watching TV in the evening, I suddenly thought, it can't be. And I went back and checked out this. Now what it is that the first picture here shows you that you go along doing one leg and then doing the other leg, which makes it full crosses for this one. That's full crosses for all these colours in this one. And the one over here are half crosses, as the symbol shows on top there. Stupid me, couldn't see half crosses. So everything that I've done now should actually be a half cross. Yeah, no. I'm not going to rip it all out because I have done quite a bit. And doing it in 2 strands, it just doesn't, the coverage just isn't enough. It just doesn't work. So I can't do it in 2 strands. So I would have to rip it out and do it in 4 strands, so I might as well make full crosses. And I then took this to try out because I joined the Facebook group that Anne P has opened, the Full Coverage Fanatics. And this was a start for Full Coverage Fanatics because that started on my birthday on the 21st. So I joined that group because I have a few full coverage projects like this one. And I thought I would join that, and she does a monthly sale where you have to stitch 1200 stitches a month. And I didn't know how many stitches I do because I have all sorts of projects and I don't have a rotation. I don't work that much on my stitching. So I thought I'd just see how much, because it's all the same colour, and I just go along and I can see how much I've done. So that's why I timed myself, and I saw that I do 250 stitches in 4 hours while I watch Flosstube in the same colour. So doing 1200 stitches on the same project in 1 month is not something that I'll be able to do. It's just not. I can do it on different projects, but not on the same project. So that was good for that. But now I'm doing full crosses, and I've seen the pattern. There's so much of this blue in the pattern, and it's going to be full crosses that I'm doing instead of half crosses. But I have to, because I can't do half crosses. It doesn't look good. I couldn't leave it like that. It wouldn't. Nah. I don't know. I'm interested to see how it gets when I then get down to the train. I'm interested to see all the stitches work. You know who you are. Yeah, it's just, so everybody's doing these plans for Full Coverage Fanatics, and Stitch Mania has lots of their sales up. And now I'm talking about 2018. So I'm not making any plans. I just went along, and when the sales came up and they were created in groups, I clicked like maybe, or I'm interested, or whatever. So they'll show up in my feed, and I get an information time like a few days before it starts. I can then decide if I'm going to participate or not. The same was with this sale going on now, that's fall sale, and I had this piece that I wanted to start for it, but somehow I just didn't, because I finished my Guinness piece, and yeah, and then I did something else, and then I started something else, and then I forgot about it, and it's in my calendar, so I can see it on my phone. But I started yesterday, so I can't really plan this stuff, so I just went through of what would interest me, but maybe. So I can't plan ahead. I can't go into, because I don't know if I'll be working, if I won't be working, if I will be working full time or not, and how my stitching goes. I don't know. I just can't plan it. So at least now I know I cannot participate in 2,200 stitches a month. That will not be something that I can do. So anyway, I've been working. I wanted to work in September on this, but somehow didn't really get much done. But I did do some yesterday because I really like her, and when I get down to doing it, I really enjoy stitching September Sapphire Fairy. She's beautiful, she really is. She has all these gorgeous colours, and as you can see, I bead and backstitch as I go. Okay, I don't know what you can see. Yeah. She has these gorgeous colours, and they're all blends, so it takes ages. You constantly have to get new colours together and do a few stitches and get a few colours together and do a few stitches, but she's beautiful, and as you go along she gets more beautiful, and it's a good project. I like her, but somehow I don't really stitch very often. I have to change that, I really have to, because I want to get her finished. I want to put her up, I want to see her, especially as she's got a face. So yeah, that's September Sapphire Fairy. So I'm doing that for Mirabilia, or a Corbett, whatever, can't remember. That was a stitch long as well. But I'm basically doing her for me, not for anybody else. So that was my September Sapphire Fairy. And before I started this video, I had to finish the back stitching in a third part. Well, for me it's a third part of my tea and cake style. Now lots of you have actually seen this on Instagram, commented on my colour choices. Basically I'm doing stitch from stash. I don't have a full DMC kit, I don't have it, and I just had to pick what I have, what would suit me, and I didn't know what's going where. Didn't really look at a pattern, so I just chose some colours, and yeah, the cupcakes look a bit strange, but the cake turned out nice. Anyway, the back stitching in Let's Eat Cake, that was, you can't really do it on Ada because it was half cross, and yeah, it was, oh, and the back stitching in the middle piece, I don't mind back stitching, but if you sort of have as much as you do here, you don't know where you're going. It's, yeah, anyway, done that. So as this is going to be a Christmas present for somebody, I really have to get along and do it. Yeah, that's that. Then yeah, as I told you, I took a picture of a tattoo a friend of mine has, and I made a pattern from it. It's not a usable pattern really, it's something that just sort of gives me an idea of what I'm doing. So that's how far I got, because it is not very easy to do. I don't mind the black, I don't mind stitching on black, that's actually quite easy, but doing it from this pattern and trying to get along, it's, yeah. But I'll do it. Don't know if I get it for his birthday or Christmas, we'll see. And then, like I said, I had this surprise start yesterday. I did September Sapphire Fairy, then I did some of this tea and cake style, and I was watching TV and I just decided that I wanted to do this start, and I had the pattern already printed. It's this Falling Leaves, and it's a free pattern by DMC, and it uses these colour variations, cotton embroidery floss, whatever. It's on a DMC website. So I had this printed out, I've had it for quite some time, and I ordered the floss that I needed, and I saw that Sarah, Stitching Mummy, has it, and she said she was going to start it, and she told me that when I start I should tell her, she would then stitch along with me. I then didn't start it in September, and yesterday I suddenly said, why don't I start it? I just get it out. It was about 11 o'clock at night and I go to bed at about 12 o'clock midnight. So I don't know, I just got it out, and the floss is really nice. It's oldies, and they're beautiful, as you can see. There's all these different colours, and then there's this other one that's just grey. Don't know. So the colours are really beautiful, and I just started stitching. I didn't do much. Doesn't matter. I started it. Couldn't believe. I just started it. Don't know why. Because I wanted to go back and do I've got a Dimensions butterfly that's in the works, and that's on black, and I haven't been doing very much on that, and I wanted to go back to that, but somehow I took this out. Don't know. Stitching happens, apparently. So, yeah. I wanted to say that really nice thank you to Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts, because last time I showed you that Stitchy Bex sent me a pattern of a coffee cup, and then I did my Flosstube, showed this pattern, and then Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts has this show and tell at the beginning usually of her Flosstubes, and she sort of showed this picture that she had framed, and it was this coffee cup stitched, and it looked beautiful in a frame, and she just said she saw the pattern that I got, and it reminded her that she actually had stitched exactly that pattern. So she took it off the wall and she showed us, and so she shouted me out as well. So thank you very much for that, and it was really nice to sort of see the pattern like that done by somebody across the pond, and it was good, and it was really nice to see, and so thank you for that. I also got a quick shout out from Fox and Jacqueline, so thank you to both of you. You're just fun to watch, and I still like T-bones. I still have to smile every single time. And a thank you to Sarah, who shouted me out because she won in my contest, and I sent her a little package. So yeah, as I said, my plans for 2018 are non-existent and probably never will be. Or if I make them, they will not turn out as I plan. I don't even have plans now for stitching. I just stitch what I stitch, and I've lots kitted up, but who'll know? I'll maybe have another surprise start, or I don't know. So I'll get back to stitching and watching Flosstube, because I have so many people that I've subscribed to that in my notification list on my phone in YouTube, Flosstubes that I haven't watched yet are falling out at the bottom. So I really have to catch up on Flosstube, even though I'm watching a lot. But maybe I just have to unsubscribe from a few people. I don't know. It's difficult because I want to see everything that people are stitching. And I like to leave a thumbs up when I've watched somebody, because I feel I've visited them. And I like commenting. I do comment on lots of videos. So it's a bit difficult. I don't want to unsubscribe from people that I like. I want to see what you're stitching. So yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. My camera just froze. So anyway, I wanted to say that I'm going to go back to my stitching and watching Flosstube, and yeah, I'll probably get back to you in about 2 weeks' time. And sorry if I didn't answer questions, comments, birthday wishes, because I didn't get it, or it just disappeared, and I'm really sorry about that. So yeah, happy stitching everybody, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye!